What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel, Mo Hunt Silver. I don't have any kind of fancy intro. I just have this little thing that pops up on the screen that says hello. And it's usually like right about in here. And oh, yep, there it is. So that's about all I have for an intro besides me talking. And I hope that's good enough for you. So this is going to be episode 16 of our nickel hunt and fill for this set of albums right here in front of me. We have Buffalo Nickels and Jefferson Nickels, and we're going to be hunting through two boxes in this hunt. Usually I only do one box, but this time I have two boxes we can hunt through. And because they are Loomis boxes, I did have to open them to make sure we have circulated nickels. And as you can see, we have a pretty good mix with a couple older looking reverses here. And also, I thought I saw another one in here, but maybe not. Oh, that might have been the one I saw. That looks like it's probably a 60s, though. We'll just have to see, though, once we get into it. And see what we can find in these boxes. We're going to be looking for any kind of nickels 1959 and older, proof strikes, any kind of varieties, errors, silver wartime nickels, Buffalo nickels, obviously, for our albums over here. Or anything else cool. We'll see what we can find in here. So we did make it up to 152 spots of our 192 in our Jefferson nickel albums, and also 9 spots filled in our Buffalo nickel albums. So hopefully in this episode we can fill more spots in the Buffalo nickel album, and we'll see what we can find for the Jefferson nickel albums. But if you're new to the channel, please hit the thumbs up if you like the video, and subscribe to my channel if you like all the content. I think I'll get box number 16 for the hunt series into position here, and then we will start hunting some nickels. So let me do that real quick, and I'll be right back. All right, guys, I figured I'd open this first roll live with you so we can see what kind of sample we can get out of this roll here, and see if we can find anything. I'll just unroll it here real quick, and we do have a dirty one right off the bat right here, so we can take a look at that. And it doesn't look like it's going to be a silver, but we do have a 1986 that's pretty dirty, so that'll go back to the bank, and we can see what else is possibly in this roll real quick. See that? Look, there's a 1949 just like that. There we go, and that's going to be a Philadelphia, it looks like. All right, so roll number one, we got a 1949 right off the bat. And that looks like possibly, yep, 1960 Denver. So that looks like it for oldies in that roll, but that's pretty cool. We got an old one right off the start. All right. Well, if there's any varieties in here, I will get back to you in just a second. If not, we'll move on to roll number 2. Roll number 4 is going to give us a mint error. And this is why I always flip my coins, guys. It's this 2016 Philly here. It's pretty beat up, but check it out when we flip it. It has definitely got a rotation going on. And I would say that's about 45 degrees of rotation. So that is pretty cool. We got a rotated die. Mint error. In 2016 Philadelphia. And then also in this roll, a little further back here, I saw we had something very shiny. And this is going to be a 1959 that is very, very shiny and actually does have a couple steps on it, but unfortunately it's not full steps. But it's still pretty cool, and we'll still still take it for the hunt. All right, we'll move on and see if there's anything else in this roll. If there is, I'll be back to share it with you. We're on roll number 5, guys, and I'm probably not going to film all the 50s finds because this video will be long as all get out. But We do have a 1955 that I came up to here, and if this does not have a mint mark when I flip it, this will be a semi-key date nickel, which is definitely tougher to find than the Denver. So let's flip this over and see what we have. And yeah, that is going to be a 1955 Philadelphia semi-key date. So that's awesome. I believe we already have one of these for the book, but we'll have to see if this one's in any better condition. All right. That's awesome. Sweet. So now we got a semi-key date for the box as well. All right. I'll see what else I can find in here and be back if I have anything. Roll number 8 is going to give us our second 40s Jefferson. And right about in the middle here, we're going to have a 1946 that is pretty beat up. And that is going to be out of Denver. All right. Okay, we'll keep on moving and we'll see what else we can find. Roll number 10 is going to give us a 1940. And that is going to be out of Philadelphia. Towards the end of roll number 16, we're going to have a 1946. Pretty well circulated. And that's going to be out of Philadelphia. So it's very common, but we'll still take it. And then also in this roll, we pulled a 1957 out of Denver. Pretty common. And also a 1954. And this one's going to be out of San Francisco. So that is pretty cool. And that is the last year that San Francisco minted Jefferson nickels in the 50s. So I'll definitely take that. And we'll move on through these 3 coins and on to roll number 17. Roll number 18. I already saw what the date of this one is. And we're definitely going to have an old Jefferson here. You can see how reverse definitely looks like it's older for sure. And when I flipped it, we're going to have a first year 1938 Jefferson nickel right here. Pretty circulated, but we'll definitely take it. That's going to be the oldest, unless we can find a Buffalo nickel or a V nickel in this box. Roll number 22 is going to give us another 1949. And this one is going to be out of Philadelphia. And it's kind of chewed up. All right. I don't believe I saw anything else in this roll, but if there is anything, I will be back to show it. Roll number 35 is going to give us our next 40s Jefferson. And this one is a pretty slick, worn 1940. And that's going to be out of Denver. Okay. And then I also noticed a couple coins back, we also have a San Francisco mint mark right here, so we can see what this one is together. And that's going to be a 1953 out of San Francisco. Nice. Take that. Just laid out roll number 38. And this roll is going to give us an ender that is going to be a 1940 out of Philadelphia with the Ring of Death. All right. Well, if there's anything else in this roll, I'll be back to share it. Very next roll, roll number 39. And we're going to have a 1946 out of Philadelphia. All right. Pretty common, but we'll take it. Roll number 40. We're going to give us a 1948 this time. And that's going to be out of Philadelphia. All right. Very next roll again, roll number 41. And I saw this one was older with a Denver mint mark, so we can flip it over and see what the date of it is. And that is going to be a 1949 out of Denver. We still need that 49 San Francisco. All right. Roll number 45, and we're going to have a 1947 in this roll out of Philadelphia. And it's pretty slick. I don't believe I saw anything else older hiding in this roll, but if there's any varieties, I'll be back to share them. Roll number 47, and we're going to have another oldie in this roll. This is going to be another first year Jefferson, 1938. And if this has a mint mark on it, this is going to be one of our key dates for the series. And let's just see what we have. It's kind of circulated, so I don't know what we'll have here. And that's going to be another Philadelphia. So it's still a really tough nickel to find, and I'll definitely take it. That gives us now two 1938 Philadelphias for this box. That's nice. And then a little bit further back in this roll, I also saw we have a foreign for this hunt, and it's going to be a 5 cents. I think this one's going to be out of Bermuda. All right, that's our first foreign for the box. And also, in the last roll, roll number 46, we also were able to pull a low mint 2009 out of Denver, which is really tough for me to find over here on the East Coast. And it's not in bad shape for how I usually find them. So we'll definitely hold on to that one. All right, we'll keep moving. See what else we can find. Box 16 is now hunted, and this was not a bad box. We were able to get a total of 30 finds out of this box, and 3 of them I have down here on the mat that I'll cover in just a second. But in box 16, we were able to pull 2 from the 30s, a total of 11 from the 40s, a total of 14 from the 50s, one of them being a semi-key date, 1 2009 out of Denver, a foreign Bermuda nickel, and then I'll get down to the mat here, which our semi-key date, which is the 1955 out of Philadelphia. That is going to be the first find of the box. Second find of the box is going to be this 2016. That doesn't look like much because it's pretty beat up, but this is going to be a mint error with a rotated die, about 45 degrees. And then the last find for this box is going to be this here 1959. That is just a stunner. This is definitely uncirculated and possibly out of a mint set. I don't know, but it looks really, really nice. So that might be a possible upgrade for the book. We'll just have to see. All right, we'll move on to box number 17 and see what that one can give us. Roll number 4 in box 17 is going to kick us off with a foreign find. And this looks like it's going to be a Canadian. And we do have a Canadian nickel out of, or from, 1987. All right. So this box will start with a foreign and see if there's anything else in here, but I don't believe so. And I'll see us on the next one. Roll number 17 is going to give us 2 finds. And the first one is going to be right here. We have a 1941 that I found. And that is going to be out of Philadelphia. And then our second find in this roll is going to be further back. And right here we have a 1958. And that one is going to be a Philadelphia, looks like. All right, yeah. So good. That's a tougher date to find from Philadelphia is 58. Actually, a lot of the later 50s are tougher to find. Denver seemed to be more common in the later 50s years, but that's awesome. We'll take it. And we'll keep moving. Roll 18 of box number 17 is going to give us another 40s Jefferson. And I had to flip this to see what the date was because it was reverse facing. And we're going to have another 1941 out of Philadelphia. Pretty common, but we'll still take it as a find. All right. Very next roll, guys. And we're going to have another 40s Jefferson here. We're going to have a 1947 this time. And that is going to be out of Philadelphia. And then also in roll number 18, the last roll we were on where we found that 41, there was a second 1941 hiding at the end. So this was actually an ender, and you can see where the roller struck the building here on the right side and a little bit on the left side. So I got a little bit of the ring of death, but 241s for one roll. Pretty crazy. And we'll keep moving through this one, see if there's anything else. Roll number 27 of box 17 is going to give us something we've been looking for this entire hunt. I see a 1944, and it looks very, very worn. And that sure is. We're going to have a wartime silver nickel for the hunt. And that's going to be out of Philadelphia. That's, yeah, it's a Philly. You can barely make it out because it's so worn. But, yeah. All right, 1944 Philadelphia. Sweet. We'll have silver for the hunt. Roll number 30 is going to give us another 1941. And this time we're going to have a San Francisco mint mark. So that'll be a 41 San Francisco. And then also in this roll, I thought this was kind of neat and in really good shape. But we have a 1966 right here. And this honestly looks like it almost had steps on it not long ago. So I don't know. It doesn't really have the look of a special mint strike. So I don't believe that would have been a special mint like out of a special mint set. I don't know. It's tough to tell. It might have been. Who knows? But it's in good shape, and we're definitely going to hold on to it. Just laid out roll number 32, and I see we're going to have an older Jefferson reverse with a Denver mint mark right here. So we can pull this out and see what the date is. And that's going to be a 1946 out of Denver. Actually not in terrible condition either. All right, definitely hold on to that one. And we'll keep moving through this roll and see what else is in here. Still on roll number 32, and we're going to have a second older Jefferson reverse. And I already did flip this to see what the date is, but you can see how worn that reverse is. And we're going to have a 1940 this time out of Philly. All right, not bad. 240s for this roll. Definitely take that. Roll number 35, about halfway through, and we're going to have another 1940. And that is going to be out of Philadelphia. And again, heavily worn. All right. Roll number 37, we're going to have a 1949. If this has a San Francisco mint mark, it's a semi-key date. And let's see what we have. You're going to have a Philadelphia. So that is very common. But we'll still take it and add it to our finds. All right. Roll number 39, and this seems like it's kind of a loaded roll because I've already pulled two 1958 Denvers out of this roll. And I just came to this coin here, which when I picked it up and took a closer look at it, I don't know if you guys can see it in the camera, but right below the steps on the building here, we're going to have a die clash because you can see Jefferson's eyes there, or at least one of them, right here below the steps. And that's going to be on a 2016 out of Philly. So actually, we can put that under the scope. And yeah, there you can see the line that goes right across his eyes. And that's the steps on the building. And then here's the reverse side. There you can kind of see it. But you got Jefferson's eye right here. And then his hairline going up this side. So that's going to be a cool little mint error for this roll. Definitely hold on to that one. And then right behind that, Die Clash 2016, we have a 1940. And this looks like it's pretty worn. So what do we have for a mint mark? And that's going to be a 1940 San Francisco. All right. Nice. That's a tougher one for me to find. And I'll definitely take that as well. Okay, what a roll. We'll keep moving and see if there's anything else in here. Roll 42 is going to give us 2 finds. We have an older Jefferson up front here. You can see how slick that reverse is. And we can flip it and see what the date is. And that's going to be a 1941. And that was out of Philadelphia. Okay, pretty common. We'll take it. And then our second find is going to be a foreign that I don't believe I have come across yet in any of my hunts. No, I have it upside down. We have a República de Panama. It's 1975. Cinco Centísimos de Balboa. Nice. So Panamanian nickel. That actually looks pretty cool too. I like that. All right. Roll number 46 gave us 2 finds. The first one is going to be a 1947 that I have right here in front of me. And that is going to be from Denver. And then our second find in roll 46 is going to be a 1956. And that's also from Denver. And pretty slick. All right. 4 rolls to go. All right, everybody. That's going to do it for box number 17 of this hunt. This box actually gave us a total of 34 finds that I have here on the mat that we found in this box. So this was a pretty filled box, I would say. You know, typically we find about 25 or so finds in a box. So this box was a good box. We got a total of 14 40s, and this is 12 of them right here, and I have another one down below that we'll show in a minute. Then we got a total of 13 50s. Out of this box, no semi-key dates or key dates. We got a total of 2 2009 Philadelphias. This one on the left here is like almost worn flat. I don't know why I always find them in such bad condition, but that's how it seems to go. And then we also got 2 foreigns out of this box, a 1987 Canada and a 1975 from Panama. And that's awesome. That Panama coin, I really like that design. And that's the first one of those that I found, so I'm glad to have it. And then we found 2 die clashes, one of them being on a 2023 right here out of Philadelphia, and then the second on a 2016 out of Philadelphia. And then the find for this box, we did find some silver. We do have a 1944 wartime silver nickel right here. That is pretty slick. And that's going to be out of Philadelphia, but it's 35% silver. So I will definitely take that, and we can add it to our silver jar at the end of the video. And we did get a couple more nicer condition nickels here to compare towards the albums, to see if we can put anything in there or upgrade anything in the book. So we'll just have to see once we get to that point, which will be next, right after I go over our totals for this hunt. And in total, we found 64 finds altogether. These are all the finds right here from box number 16. And then we got a total of 2 from the 30s. So that's 2 1938s, 25 from the 40s between both boxes, 27 from the 50s between both boxes, 3 foreigns, 3 2009s, 3 Minterrors with the die clashes and the rotated die, the 1 silver nickel, and that's going to be everything for this hunt. So let me pull out the albums and see what kind of additions or possible upgrades I can make to them, and I'll be right back with a look at the books. All right, guys, as promised, here's a look at the books. And in this episode of the Nickel Hunt and Fill series, we were able to add 1 spot. So we filled 1 more gap in our book, and that is going to be right here, the 1990 out of Denver. That one's actually in, it's not horrible condition, but decent enough to put in the book. I'm sure eventually we'll find an upgrade for it, though. And then as far as upgrades go, we actually had 6 upgrades for this episode. And our oldest and first one is going to be the 1959 out of Philadelphia. You can just see the difference in luster with the one we have in the book right now compared to the one that was in the book right here. This one is not in bad shape, but that one we found today is much, much better. So that looks great in the book, and I don't believe we're going to find an upgrade for that. So that one is probably a permanent fixture right there. And then again with the 1966, pretty much the same thing. The one we had in the book wasn't bad, and the one we found today, 10 times better. So that's also probably going to be a permanent fixture in the book as well. Glad to have that in there because that makes that whole spot in the album look a lot better, just that one coin. And then we can come down to our more modern nickels, and both of the 2011s, both the P and the D, we found upgrades for today, because the two examples that we had in there were nice, but definitely could have been nicer. So that's the Philadelphia, and then we had the Denver, which isn't bad for coming across the country. But today's examples, again, are 10 times better. So those look really nice. We also had the 2014 out of Denver. We found one today that is just spectacular compared to the one that was in here. So that one will go back, and we'll keep this one in here for quite a while probably. And then our last upgrade for this episode is going to be the 2017 out of Denver. We found a couple of these today that look just like this one here now in the book. And this is the one that was in the book. Not bad, but the ones we found today are much better and have a lot more luster. So that is awesome. We were able to upgrade 6 more spots in our album, making these things look way better. And oh yeah, and the 1955 out of Philly that we found in today's hunt was not an upgrade. The one we have in the book is better than the one we found today. So we did not upgrade the 55 Philadelphia semi-key date. But yeah, I'm really happy with the way these books are starting to look now. And we're getting kind of low on the amount of nickels that we need in here. You can see the spots are few and far between until we get back to the earlier dates where we had a lot of our semi-key and key dates and silver nickels. So those will be tougher to find, and I'm sure we'll come across them. We just have to keep hunting until we do. So with that, I am going to end this video. And if you guys made it this far and still have not subscribed, please subscribe. I appreciate every single one I get. And it doesn't cost you a thing. All you have to do is hit that little button, and you're a subscriber of my channel. It's that simple. So I want to thank you for watching, and have a good one. We'll see you on the next one. I apologize. I forgot to do one thing at the end of this video, and that is put our wartime silver nickel that we found in today's hunt in our silver jar. So there it is. There's our small collection that we found so far this year in 2024. All right, so now we'll get out of here. And again, I apologize for that.